I was lucky enough to go see Glass Onion at the BFI London Film Festival way back in early October. But let me tell you this, getting a ticket for that movie was rough. It was quite literally like trying to score tickets for, I don't know, a Taylor Swift concert. I'm not even kidding you when I say I literally got the very last ticket at the festival. And it was a front row, right up close, neck bending, in a weird angle kind of seat. But still, it was worth it. Even while watching at such an extreme angle, it was truly a great experience. And I would recommend everyone, even if you haven't watched the original Knives Out film, to go see Glass Onion. Which is why I am so frustrated at Netflix's decision to have a very limited 1-week theatrical run of the film. It means that, unfortunately, very few people are going to be able to witness this great follow-up on the big screen. I'm sure those screenings will be packed, and just like my film festival experience, those primetime tickets are going to sell out pretty quickly. So, let the Hunger Games begin, I guess? But let's try to break it down. Why is Netflix only releasing Glass Onion for a week? If there is demand, and there clearly is demand, surely Netflix could extend the theatrical release for a couple weeks longer. Yes, it costs a lot of upfront money to screen films in the cinema, and there is no guarantee that audiences would go see the film, meaning Netflix might not make back the cost of screening the film. But that's just not the case for Glass Onion. Audiences want to go see this film. The Knives Out series has a massive fan base. The lead-up enthusiasm has been extremely high, and the preview response at film festivals has been extremely positive. So Netflix will have no problem getting bums on seats. And in fact, they're most likely going to make a relatively healthy profit. Cinemas themselves also want Glass Onion to screen for longer, because it's a little bit of a slow movie month right now. And they need more crowd-pleasing blockbusters to get people in the door. So why isn't Netflix listening to what audiences and cinemas want? If there's commercial demand and it's going to perform well, isn't it a win-win situation for all those involved just to extend the release a little bit longer? Not exactly, because Netflix is not a traditional movie production studio who makes money from ticket sales. Netflix sees themselves first and foremost as a streaming platform. And to keep business booming, they need to make sure their subscriber count is high and that people remain subscribed. This 1-week limited theatrical run is marketing for Netflix. It helps to create positive buzz for Glass Onion, to influence people to watch the movie on the platform in December when it's officially released. But let's not forget that this year, Netflix's subscriber count has gone down, meaning that there is a good chunk of audiences who aren't going to be watching the film on the platform, making this limited release period their only chance to watch the film. From Netflix's perspective, this Glass Onion stint is probably one of their biggest chips being played this year. This 1-week limited release that does a great job advertising the film is also really just marketing for Netflix itself, to get people to subscribe or resubscribe if they missed out on the limited theatrical release of Glass Onion. But to be honest, I'm not sure that this chip is being played too well, because as we head even further into the recession, audiences' spending habits don't look too favorable to Netflix's business model. Typically, subscription services are the first to go. They're not very recession-proof. 2 years after the 2008 recession, there was a 6% drop in Comcast cable subscribers. As prices continue to go up, households will continue to trim down on the number of subscription services they use. Instead, what has proven time and time again is that cinema going is actually quite recession-proof. Although a monthly Netflix fee compared to a cinema ticket is objectively better value, going to the cinema is considered more of a treat. Rather than treating themselves to a long weekend away, people feel they can afford to momentarily escape through film. So the eagerness that people have for watching Glass Onion in the cinema is, yes, because they're excited for the film and the franchise, but also because they think it's a worthwhile treat. And let's say they missed out on the limited release. Their recession-influenced wallet will most likely still say no to a monthly Netflix subscription, because instead, they would still rather spend that disposable income to watch something in the cinemas just to treat themselves. Does this mean that Netflix needs to recalibrate their business model during the recession by acting more like a production studio and having longer theatrical runs? I think so, but maybe not necessarily just because of the recession. Selfishly, I'd prefer it if Netflix would increase the length of all of their theatrical runs, because for the most part, movies like Glass Onion deserve to be watched on the big screen. I personally think it's a real shame that Netflix's business model is going to get in the way of a lot more people getting to watch the amazing upcoming Netflix films. But what do you think? Did you get a chance to see Glass Onion in the cinema? And would you subscribe or resubscribe to Netflix if you missed it in theaters? Let me know in the comments. And speaking of subscribing, subscribe to this channel for more upcoming spiels in the future.